Hello everyone, welcome back. Today, I Shivansh Bansal, one of the founders at Law Community, is here with another amazing personality, Rajat Mohan. He is a senior partner at AMRG and Associate. Rajat sir is a CA and fellow member at Company Secretaries also. He has furthermore qualified into DISA and he is considered as one of the top experts in GST field in India. He has been working under various national and international clients on GST analysis and implementation. He has conducted workshops, trainings for more than 5,000 professionals and corporate executives on GST. So, we are here to know more about his journey and learn more. Yeah. So, my first question is, what factors influenced you to choose career as a chartered accountant?
So yes, Shivan, my dad is a chartered accountant. My Tayaj is a chartered accountant. Everyone in my family is a chartered accountant. Although initially I joined engineering as a subject, but I couldn't make a was able to make a good success. So they all were, like in 11th and 12th, I suppose I changed from engineering subjects to from non-medical to commerce stream. And once I'm in commerce, it was very clear that there's no other option than to do CA course or to do a company secretary course. So it was in my blood and it was my calling. Every day I used to hear only about CA courses at home. So accounts, books, taxation. So it always gets into your blood. So that is how we figured out that yes, CA is my calling.
What does day-to-day work looks like as a partner or at AMRG?
So for me, I'll say first of all, once I am in office, I usually spend 15, 20, 30 minutes seeing all my emails and seeing all my, social media accounts has anyone posted a query, or these days digital and, social media is so very important. So in morning 30 minutes is around that, and then 5, 10 minutes I see where the market's going. And then I start, either having client calls at 10 a.m. in the morning or my team calls. So usually I'll say 3 to 4 hours of client calls and team calls we have, and 3 to 4 hours I do reading every day. I tend to read a lot of case laws, notification circulars. I make it a point that all the circulars, notifications issued on this today should be read by the day end, and we should be able to send emails to clients. What is the impact on their business? And for any case law, if it's a big case law, so I read headings of all the case laws also on GST same day. May it be 10, may it be 100, may it be Sunday, any holiday, 15th August, 2nd October. I read all the case law headings the same day and then decide if one or two case laws are to be read. On the same day, I read one or two case laws and then make a summary for my clients. And other than that, I read all the case laws. So total 4 hours of reading I do on a daily basis.
So, what challenges did you face at the initial phase of your career?
Right. My dad was a chartered accountant. He already had a practice. So things were, people thought that it was easy, but it was absolutely not easy. What happened was, your parents, your family, your friends will always think that from the day one you are ultra productive, from day one you are ultra intelligent, from day one you will be able to client handle, your day one you will be good at litigation, compliance, everything. Whereas it is entirely not true. You are like a normal person. In fact, it's other way around. People at office, the senior people at office may help someone who has newly joined, but for boss's son they don't want to help. They want to create issues only. So initial 1 year or 2 year of my career when I joined my dad's organization was tough, because expectations are very high. You are unable to understand what you actually have to deliver, how you actually have to deliver. People close to you are not helping you out. People close to you, they always find a fault in your work. People close to you, they'll not guide you. Every time your father is not available, even if he has 10 other things as a managing partner of the company to do, and he cannot sit there and babysit you. So initial 1 or 2 years in your own business is difficult for a person, but that's hard work. You don't only work in office, you go back to home, then also you study, then also you research, you discuss with your friends, you discuss with your other friends in other organizations, how are they doing. And it takes at least 1 to 2 years to prove your metal that yes, you can do it, and you can give sense of direction to others in the organizations. So that was how it was.
So, you have immensely worked as a tax advisory in various firms. Why did you specifically focus on this field only?
So what happened, Shivansh? In 2008 or 9, I qualified. Immediately once I qualified, I joined Seth Dua Associates, a very good law firm, as my first job. At there, I had great bosses like Atul Dua and Ashish Bhandari ji. They used to always, ask me, find a niche for yourself, work in the field of tax, read the law. So there, I was writing a chapter for my organization on, I think, GST. This was a book that some international publisher was publishing, and every law firm in India was giving one chapter. So I particularly worked on GST chapter way back in 2010. I loved it so much there that reading about GST became my hobby. After 2010, I read GST for almost a lot of countries: Mexico, Canada, Australia, Singapore. Out of interest, out of curiosity, I never wanted to make it my specialization. So once I read it, I got so much knowledge that in India there was no material available on GST. Then in way back in 2010, I published a book with Bharatla House. That was my first book. No one else in my family has ever published a book on GST. So I published that book, and since then every year I used to publish one book on GST: 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in 16, for my first document on GST was issued by this empowered committee of state finance ministers, on which people were not able to digest it, or people were not able to accept it. But for me, it was a very basic paper, because I knew all the terminologies around what is GST, what is VAT, what is value added, what is banking model, what is place of supply, why the provisions are so drafted. So everyone, I saw a lot of people used to say the provisions are wrong, this will change because it doesn't match with the erstwhile law. Whereas I used to tell globally, these are the policies. What is zero rating? What is the difference between zero rating? So in 2016, I felt that I could specialize. I felt that I have something which very few people in India would have it. Post that, I started training tax officers also. I started, getting calls from local VAT offices also. The post that, corporate started calling me. So that was the time when I actually realized that I also have something. So GST was that, and then finally I made GST my practice in 2016. I thought, ki, I only have to work in GST, nothing else, only GST.
So, what future prospect or implementation do you see in goods and services tax?
Uh, I think you want to ask from the angle of practice and jobs. So GST, the way GST is going on now, it will be technology based. So first thing, if you are a technology company or you are doing a job in technology company, so GST will be all about technology. Then there will be a lot of litigation in GST. In the years to come. The main core practice area in GST would be litigation. Compliance will take a backseat because there is so much data being fed on a regular basis on the GST servers, that as a qualified professional who is expensive to be hired, he will have a very little say in day to day punching of data, day to day improving the things out. They will. And the way GST is going, for everything they are issuing circulars clarifying things, council meetings, discussions, GST policy wing. So things, they want to straighten up pretty much everything. The definitions, whether right or wrong, I'm not saying. The moment you have a wrong ruling, within a month we have a circular clarifying that. So right, so department as of now is very agile, responsive. They are giving all the circulars. So with regard to compliance, it will take a backseat. With regard to small consulting that is on a regular basis available, that will also take a backseat, because otherwise also all these small consultancies are very easily available on Google, WhatsApp. So much technology around it. So I think first for GST, if someone makes a career out of it, it must be technology dependent. You have to see that you have a technology guy with you, and litigation will be a very very good practice. I don't expect a lot of consultancy to be there. Could be consultancy around high end matters, or if you are able to structure a deal or structure a company, the such types of consultancies would be given, would still exist, but the span or the spread would be very less. So yes, top two things would be litigation and technology.
So, what changes do you see in the economic sector post COVID-19, and how are we going to adapt for it?
Uh, Shivansh, very nice question. So this is precisely the question that everyone is thinking about the world over, what the changes would be. And I think not even the governments or the United Nations or anyone has an answer to it. But yes, as an individual, I think post-COVID economics, unit economics, profitability, cost centers, they will change absolutely. Uh, for my own line of business, I see that IT companies, healthcare sector, they will come up. A lot of investments we'll see in healthcare sector. Even if companies like Glenmark is able to come up with this medicine or not, but on an overall perspective, the way the budgets of a country is being specified, the highest spending is on defense. But I think going forward, the highest spending would be, as an economy, would be on healthcare, and for households also, micro macro both. Investments would be in the healthcare sector, supported by a lot of IT. So if you don't have IT as your backing, you are gone. You have to see healthcare, you have to see IT. These are the two basic things. Things like hospitality, things like aviation, matlab they were booming like anything. I don't see a boom in them for next at least 6 months, 1 year. I'll not say the things will never come back to original, but for these sectors, yes, there will be some problem. The people will be now focusing more on their health, not only on COVID, but if even if you have a smallest of the disease, you want to take it up and cure it up. So these two sectors will be booming, and the way things are being dealt. So I'll tell you very frankly, my own office, we are around 100 people are employed in our office. We have a sitting capacity of only 60, 70, because every time 10, 20 people are moving from one place to another, audits, etc. And we wanted to buy a new office of 4 floor or 5 floor. But during the COVID period, we have decided not to invest at all in real estate. We would like to give a lot of work from home to people and see, and then let's bank upon technology. We both have never met, but now it seems that you are just sitting in front of me and having a conversation. With the help of technology, the cost could be reduced, traveling could be reduced, your outside stay of Delhi could be reduced, whereas the quality remains same. Your whatever we both are communicating, you can record it, you can put it on YouTube, you can take it in court of law saying that this guy has said this is the proof. So everything by technology. So Zoom, this Google Meets, a lot of apps are available for free of cost also. So we always thought that VC belongs to people who are very much up in the chain, but now anyone or everyone can do a VC for a zero cost at a perfect level. So I suppose technology, the way things are being dealt in offices, the way things are being done, the businesses would change absolutely. Consumer preferences will change. I heard somewhere the CEO of TCS said by 2025, 75% of their workforce would be working from home. 75% means 75% of real estate requirement is gone by 2025 for him. So when that real estate requirement is gone, now people don't need to, urbanize and move to Delhi. They may move back to their own smaller cities, sit there. Real estate is so cheaper. Have their kids just once a month. They come to the state of Delhi and meet their bosses and deliver. So the way things are being done, the way prices were rising in Delhi and Mumbai, today only Corona is riding in Delhi and Mumbai. So these things will be controlled, and the way consumer preferences will change. It will be different to see how the economy reacts, but I feel the structure would be so.
How much important do you think is interaction between peers in college for knowledge building and life skill improvement, I would say.
So yes, Shivansh, I think there has to be interaction because you get a lot of knowledge from books, you get a lot of knowledge from reading and interpreting. But for you also, you being a law student, a single small paragraph of law written by parliament has been interpreted by number of courts. Even supreme court's ruling also reverse after a period of time. So can we say that one supreme court judge was right, another was wrong? We cannot say. But it is only the interpretation, it is only the facts, it is only the culture, the environment based on which we are able to keep on reading that provision again and again, and have a meaning to it. For that kind of analysis, for that assessment, for knowledge enrichment, no one can live in vacuum. We are a social beings, we have to interact, we have to discuss, which will help us improve our knowledge, will help us improve our understanding, which will help us skill ourselves up. So I think interactions, meetings, discussions, interviews, they are the very foundation of the way we have to improve. So yes, I agree that these are of high importance, and this will continue in future, although the mode will change from face to face to digital.
So, what advice or suggestions would you like to give to those professionals who have just started their career or the students who are still studying?
Yeah, anyone who is entering the profession in this time or in this era, they have to be very cautious that this is a difficult time not only for you, for the entire country. But when we say this, there are a lot of opportunities which never existed. So I'll tell you, from last 3 months, I have connected with the top clients in the industry from so many MNCs. They have connected with me because their consultants were not able to reply. So I never thought that they will be connected. So I will be connected to them, whether they will be connected to me. A lot of people have connected to me. So there are opportunities. You have to carefully think, where do you want to go, what the future would be, whether the future, you have to pick up your clients, you have to pick up your jobs, you have to pick up your profession. If someone, to my mind, if someone wants to pick up GST compliance as a profession today, I think he's mistaken. He should not. If he wants to do it, then think some kind of having a CTO on board and developing a technology around it, whereby what is, so everyone will ask, what is your value proposition? It will be a little difficult, I'm not saying impossible, it will be little difficult for the people who have a zero experience as on date of working, to get a good job, to get a good business, to get a good client. What, as of now, for next 3 months to 1 year, what is most important is your experience and acumen that you have collected. So if you are entering a job market as on date, I'll request students and young professionals not to fight with the employer on the salary that is being offered, but to fight on the experience that you will get. Experience will play a much bigger importance, much bigger role in your life than a small 5% or 10% increment that you may get in some other organization which is not intending to give you any experience. Must find a good, so this is absolutely, so if you miss this bus, if you enter a wrong bus, your destination would be wrong. Make sure that your bosses are good, the way your job or client, his thinking is clear and long term. It's not a short term relationship that you enter into. So for that, businesses are facing a lot of challenges. If someone is offering you a good exposure, even if you think that you deserve this much, they don't pay you, I think you still should take up that job. You are not married to that job. After 1 year or 2 year, you could easily shift. But experience is very important.
Thank you so much, sir, for having such an amazing interaction with us. It will definitely gonna benefit a lot of young-minded people, and we are delighted to have a time with you. And law community is grateful for the same.